Hey guys, I just want to let you know that CJAX is very, very angry and very frustrated in this video. So if you hear a very angry rant, oh yeah, he's angry. Way angry than he was before. So just be aware.
We're jumping straight into it. This is one of the worst Smackdowns of all time. This show consistently is garbage and unwatchable on a weekly basis. And to make matters even worse, tonight we saw triple fraud, all the allegations, and even what he said himself, I can't see color, I only see talent. Triple H sees neither. Whether you are black, Hispanic, white, Asian, it doesn't matter. Triple H books you like garbage. It is unacceptable at this point. The Street Profits losing the tag team championships after we had a situation where the Street Profits have had a 4-month championship reign and have wrestled the same 2 or 3 tag teams for the whole time, and they lose it to Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis. How is this possible? The booking is filthy. It is garbage. It is nonsensical, and it is awful. There is no other way to go about it. And the sooner you start accepting that Triple H sucks, the better. I'm tired of hearing and seeing videos of people breaking down, oh, well, if Triple H just did this, oh, well, Triple H just did that, well, Triple H is not that bad, let's just trust the process along. Stop. It's not long-term booking. He sucks at his job. You are seeing it in front of your face. If the viewership is going down, the ticket sales are going down, the merch sales are going down, the fan complaints are going up, and the booking quality, the consensus on it is that it has not been good this year. You're seeing 50 ads in the ring mat, but you're not even seeing 3 matches. Do you understand what I'm saying? By what metric is WWE doing good right now? There's 0 metric at all because the company is failing because of Triple H. Stop blaming TKO. Stop blaming everybody else except for the dude who's running the creative on the product. He is booking people into oblivion. We have seen it. We have broken it down. We are watching it in front of our faces. These shows consistently week in week get worse and worse. Smackdown last week had a 1.1 million viewership rating, I believe, or at least in the low millions. One of the lowest Smackdown ratings of all time. Same thing with Raw recently on Netflix. This is a failing product because Triple H is booking it into oblivion. I'm tired of hearing excuses, man. This may be the shortest SmackDown review I've ever done because there's nothing to break down. This show sucks. Every single week it's bad booking, nonsensical repetitive matches with monotonous storytelling. That's all this is. The storytelling is not even there. It's non-existent and nothing is consistent except for this show being a disaster. So with that being said, we're going to break this down because at the end of the day, I want wrestling to be as great as it can possibly be. I don't want to come on here and have to bash these bad shows week after week. But if this is what we are going to get for the foreseeable future and what we've been getting for the last 8 to 10 months at this point, then this is it. It's over. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. First off, we had LA Knight come out and basically say the usual stuff. He's going to stomp out Seth Rollins, and he wants to destroy Seth Rollins and, pummel him at Saturday Night Main Event. Obviously, I don't think LA Knight's going to win this match unless there's interference. Even if there is, who knows if he's going to win at this point. People are saying Roman Reigns might return tomorrow night, but at the end of the day, even if Roman comes back, we know we're maybe going to see him once or twice before SummerSlam if he's even on the card. And then if he shows up there, that'll be the last time we see him probably until Survivor Series maybe, or Bad Blood or whatever, and then after that it'll be over. It's just none of this stuff is acceptable anymore, man. Let's just move on. LA Knight continues to keep on speaking, and then Paul Heymon basically comes out. Okay, Paul Heymon says the same stuff as usual. He's now the oracle to Seth Rollins. This is stupid. Nobody cares about him. We then get to see Solo Sikoa come out. Solo Sikoa then threatens Paul Heymon to move his big behind back out of here before he gets put through a table again. He then tells LA Knight, he's like, I'm the US champion, so if you want to step up to me, you may want to stay in that ring, but if not, get the heck out of that ring or else it's going to get ugly. Then LA Knight stays in the ring. Jimmy Uso then comes out with a chair, and then they basically all just run away. The new bloodline just runs away. This is stupid. If Tala Tonga, aka Hikuleo, Hikuleu, if that dude's just going to run away from a couple of chairs, then it's over. It's over. There's 4 of you and 2 of them, and you're running away. That lets you know everything you need to know about this new solo faction, how it's booked, and obviously this Heymon thing with Rollins and this new faction is an absolute disaster, okay?
I mean, they are heels, so obviously when you're heel, you're going to run, because... But, hey, if y'all see the segment, y'all know. But Paul should have his people, though. I hate that he came out there by himself. He should have his people. That's how you know this faction sucks.
We then get a fatal 4-way women's match. This is undisputed the only good thing on this show, and it wasn't even good. It was just decent. This match ended up being kind of entertaining. You had Alexa Bliss out there. She was fighting against Roxanne Perez. Sol Ruca was there, which was great. You guys know Sol Ruca is one of my favorite in-ring women's wrestlers on the entire roster. Okay, she was in there, and then you also had Kairi Sane. This match obviously had some botches, as most of these matches do at this point. However, it was entertaining. It had some shenanigans with all the tag team members for the Evolution match who weren't involved in the match. We're basically fighting each other on the outside. A lot of chaos. Alexa Bliss ends up getting the W by hitting the Twisted Bliss on what's it called? Not the Twisted Bliss, sorry. The Sister Abigail DDT on Kairi Sane and getting that W, okay? So that's the situation with that. Pretty fun match. Entertaining. Sol Ruca did a good job here. She lit up the crowd a little bit. Alexa Bliss obviously lit up the crowd. And then Kairi Sane and Roxanne Perez, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do they even do? I don't even know what to say at this point about them. They're jobbers, so it is what it is, okay?
Well, hey, shout out to all the women in the Fatal 4-Way match. I'm glad Sol Ruca put on a great show. At first I thought they were going to hit her with some botches, but thankfully she was able to keep that same energy that she had from NXT to the main roster. So if she can keep that up, she's good to go. But hey, as for everyone else, you already know the answer. But shout out to Sol Ruca and shout out to Zyra, man. I'm glad she was right there by her corner. Yeah, man, it's going to be great. The Fatal 4-Way match is going to be great, man. Now, I don't know if it's going to be an elimination match, but hopefully it doesn't become an elimination match. I don't want it to be an elimination match. I kind of want it to just be just an actual regular Fatal 4-Way. You know what I mean? Like it's like a solo competitor match. You know what I'm saying? No eliminations, just one fall. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that Raquel and Roxanne retains because of the storyline. But if what's her name? If Alexa and Charlotte, become the new champions, then there's nothing we can do. We just have to wait until they get a rematch at SummerSlam. But yeah, we just have to wait. But hopefully they can retain it. If they lose it this Sunday, hopefully they can retain it at SummerSlam with the help of Dominic Mysterio, but we have to wait and see. So, yeah, let's get back to the video.
Then we move on from this. This is by far, and I mean this with 100% honesty, this is by far one of the worst booking decisions of all time in the history of professional wrestling. The Street Profits won the tag belts after 5 years of not having them. They won the tag belts earlier this year, like a month or two before WrestleMania. They then proceeded to not be able to get on the WrestleMania card in a Fatal 4-Way with the tag teams that have been feuding for 8 months straight. Okay, they couldn't even make it on the Mania card. We then move on from that. We get a situation where we basically have the Street Profits fighting a TLC Fatal 4-Way tag match after Mania, okay? We then move on after that. We then got to see, what did they do? They defended against, I don't even know the next person they defended against, but it happened like a month or two later. So they maybe had like 3 or 4 title defenses, including this one, maybe 4 or 5, in a 6 or 7 or 5 or 6 month, about 4 or 5 month title reign, and they had 4 or 5 defenses versus the same teams too. That's the crazy part. And they lose this match tonight. They lose the tag team championships, and the way it happened was embarrassing. Joe Gacy first, kicks out of a finisher from the Street Profits, who are the tag champs. Joe Gacy, when has he won anything in WWE? Anything, just any match, singles, competing, anything in general. He's never won anything. Dexter Lumis is a jobber. Joe Gacy is a jobber, and they're kicking out of finishers. But the moment that Montez Ford got hit with a finisher, he got pinned immediately. This is the type of booking that makes people give the allegations towards Triple H potentially being fraudulent and being that word that starts with an R and ends with a T. That's what they say about this guy, because that's just what it looks like. If you look at all of the talents, they all get booked poorly. How do we have situations where someone like an LA Knight, for example, is jobbing out consistently? He hasn't won a world title yet. He's been over for years. He's been good in the ring for years. He's been amazing on the mic for years, and he can't get anything. But Yeet Man Uso got a world title for yeeting. Really? Gunther got a world title for what? He sells no tickets, brings no extra eyeballs, barely wrestles, has no real memorable or meaningful feuds or stories so far in the last year or so, and he gets 2 world title reigns, and LA Knight can't get 1? Really? Montez Ford has the talent, one of the most talented people on the roster. He's got charisma. He's supremely athletic. He looks the part. He's saying he's in great shape. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the bigger dudes on the roster. On top of that, he is amazing in the ring. He's obviously capable on the mic. He's got some good promos. He is he's a ball of entertainment at this point. And this dude, all he can get is one tag championship reign in 5 years with Dawkins, and the reign ends up being underwhelming and awful and ends in this way. For Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis to win a belt, this is embarrassing. It makes me, I want to stop the video here so bad because that's how stupid this is. This is unacceptable. Every single allegation you hear about Triple H is true. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Anybody who tries to tell you that this fraudulent bum Triple H is the greatest booker since Vince, he's a just amazing booker. He's better than Vince. He's amazing. He is the long gamer. They're lying. If anyone tries to tell you that Triple H has done a great job with WWE over the last year, they're lying. If anyone tells you that Triple H has booked a single good championship reign in the last year, they're lying. Triple H sucks at his job and it needs to be called out. There is no reason this dude still has a job. Absolutely none. We're moving on from this garbage match. I can't stand the Wyatt Six. They haven't entertained me at all since they've come in, and quite frankly, this should have never existed. This whole faction, this whole group is absolute garbage, and now they're going to have the tag belt, so we're going to be watching garbage tag team work for the next foreseeable future, man. There hasn't been a good tag team championship reign since 1989 at this point. You know what I'm saying? Or 1954. You know, you can name out any year in the 1900s. You haven't seen a good reign since then. That's how long it's been.
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't have a problem with it, but however, the fact that the Street Profits lose the belt so quickly, that is dirty. That is dirty. I ain't gonna lie. That's really, really cold. And I ain't gonna lie, they deserve better. But everyone deserves better, you know, black and brown and Asian, you know what I mean? Black and brown and yellow. Like, I ain't gonna lie, but this is why I watch AEW, man. Because at least when I watch AEW, I can't get pissed off about nothing. I can't. You know what I mean? Like if Mercedes win against Tony, I ain't mad at it. You know, if the Young Bucks, you know, beat Swerve and Will, I ain't mad at it. If MJR win the Garlic match, I ain't mad at it. You know, if Megan Bain win the Garlic match, I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not mad. Now, I'll tell you what. If Adam Page lose against Jon Moxley, yeah, I'll be mad. Because it's like, okay, you have an opportunity to get an A+ in this PLE, and you failed it by having Adam lose. Now, I have a high chance that he's going to win because of the storyline. But we have to wait. I'll be going live. So when this video come out, it will be on the day that the event will happen. And just be aware that I will be going live at 1 o'clock. So you better be in tune for that. But like I said, this is like pretty much an all-nighter because we all know that AEW, you know, be lasted for like 12 hours when it comes to their PLE. So I just want to let you know we got an all night. So, you know, start from 1 to 12. Can you do 12 hours? Feel free to take a break. All right, let's get back to the video. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to the YS6. But let's just hope that Alexa don't join. Let's hope. So let's hope. So let's get back to the video.
We then get an absolute joke that lets you know a lot about the current state of the company. Jelly Roll comes out and sings the same song that was the theme for last year's SummerSlam, I believe. He comes out and he's like,
Hey, for that's so disrespectful, bro.
I am a jobber. Like, what are we doing? Jelly Roll is getting more screen time than Carmelo Hayes. Are we being serious with ourselves? Jelly Roll comes out and sings his I'm about to buy.
What is this? This nigga when I say probably with a bitch or two if I'm delivering a swear. I hope we get into a circle, got my knife.
He comes out there and does that. Logan Paul then interrupts. It's good to see him. Logan Paul then cuts actually a pretty funny and entertaining promo. He basically says that, people in Nashville, they get tattoos of their kids that they don't even have custody over, so I thought that was kind of funny. The crowd popped for it, so it was that, what I'm saying? And then obviously we saw Randy Orton come out. Randy Orton then comes out and just is like, his blood's boiling. He's got veins sticking out of his head. He's shouting at Logan Paul. He's like, "You think you're an outsider?" Because Logan Paul's whole gimmick in this promo, that was hilarious. Logan Paul's basically talking about the fact that, like, he's one of WWE, people now, right? He's tired of outsiders coming in and influencers and, musicians and all these artists. He wants real wrestlers that, have actually sacrificed like he has for the industry, which was pretty funny, obviously. Orton then comes out and he's like, "You think that you're cool? You're an outsider, 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 outsider," and then gets claymored in the head by "I can't stop thinking about Punk." This is an embarrassment. This show is all over the place. That's exactly how the segment goes. Logan Paul then tries to beat up on Orton, and then Jelly Roll grabs him by his hair and slams him on the mat, and then Logan Paul runs away from Jelly Roll. And that's it. That's the end of the segment, man. This is an embarrassment. Randy Orton went from being, the cold-blooded killer, the legend killer, the absolute assassin that he used to be as a heel, and now he comes out and for 4 or 5 weeks straight, he's been talking about respect and honor and love and care, and I respect you. I love you. I need you. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that we have gotten. It is an embarrassment. It's unacceptable. And this segment was garbage. We then get RTruth beating Dlistister Black in a match. He rolls him up after A-Lister Black tried to use a chair or whatever, and RTruth countered him from underneath. I'm glad RTruth won this, but this match developed nothing. Like, who benefits from this match? Where does RTruth go from here? Where does Dlistister go from here? Dlister's now going to go feud with Damian Priest, which, remember, Damian Priest told Jacob Fatu, "We're going to settle our business, and I'm going to come for that U.S. title." Now Damian Priest is fighting Dlistister Black in meaningless matches and getting beat up backstage, so there's that.
Well, the solo rivalry has gotten in the way of things, but I mean, look, I'm not tripping about it. I mean, it's all because of Ron Killings, so that's the reason why Damian's been kind of in defense mode with Aleister Black. But dude, Damian should be going after the gold. But then again, maybe they're switching it up. Like I said, it's because of the solo thing, but. Damn. I just wonder I don't know. I mean, Damian versus Aleister Black, I'm looking forward to it, but I can't even react to it because it's like, what am I supposed to say about it? It's just another match, And what does Ron Killings do from here? Does he come out and help him, or does he not? Because I really think that Ron is trying. I don't know. It seemed to me like he's trying to either be a tweener or a heel. Because if he come in with a chair, he's like, "Oh shoot," you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on with that. But he should not win by roll up. He should have won by his own finisher move, but it didn't work that way. So you can tell it's kind of boring. That's the reason why I'm yawning. So let's wrap this up because I need to get some sleep. And when this video come out, y'all be awake. So let's continue.
We then get to Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus in an absolute cringe TikTok promo. This promo was garbage. Okay, there's no other way to really go about it at this point. Tiffany Stratton is awful on the mic, and I'm done with Tiffany Stratton. I really am. She talks in her promo about how she beat Nia Jax, Bayley, and Charlotte, the same people she's been feuding with for a year at this point. She was feuding with Bayley. She was feuding with Nia Jax. She's been doing that for a year. She beat them both, and then she beat Charlotte at Mania, which lets you know that Tiffany's been champion now for 6 or 7 months, and all she could bring up was 3 opponents because that's how bad her title reign has been. She's only fought 2 or 3 people, and out of those 2 or 3 people, she's fought 2 of them like 5 times each with Bayley and Nia Jax. So this is just an embarrassment, man. If you look up Tiffany Stratton versus Bayley, you're going to get like 8 different results from 8 different matches. Then you're going to look up her versus Nia Jax. You're going to see like 5 matches they've had together. So, and then even before that, they were at odds before she cashed in. This whole gimmick is stupid. Her title reign sucks. And it still hasn't sit right with me with the situation with her and Charlotte from some months ago leading to Mania 41. And, she took a personal shot at Charlotte for no reason.
No, there was a reason. I mean, she was being disrespected by Charlotte Flair, being belittled, and on her first promo backstage with her, with their first interaction, because she was over here following that damn script and right in front of her face, because they had that damn monitor. Obviously, she wasn't reading that. So, obviously, she wasn't being herself. So, she had to send some personal shots just to let her know, hey, you know, we in my house now. You know, this crowd over here, they rock with me. So, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and you going to listen. And that's what happened. I mean, if anything, the crowd was being so disrespectful to Charlotte more than Tiffany was. So, I mean, it was just part of the promo. But it was personal. But that was good. We need personal shots like that in order for us to cut a great promo. So, to me, I thought it was good. It was good.
Like, dude, Tiffany Stratton has no respect, it seems. You know what I'm saying? She has no respect, but she comes out and everyone treats her like she's hot stuff. I don't understand this stuff, man. What has she proved to be a great storyteller or a great baby face? Just because you get cheered doesn't mean you're an amazing face. You know what I'm saying? You have to work that face.
He said, work that face. He said, work that face. He said, work that face. Oh, my God. It's a damn shame.
Gimmick in promos and in matches, and all I see in most of her matches is multiple botches. I see bad promos, bad storytelling, and she hasn't had one good feud since coming to the main roster. So I don't know what to say about this point, man. I'm tired of Tiffany Stratton. I think she's incredibly overrated, and it's honestly infuriating, man. And obviously that disrespect she showed to Charlotte I thought was just egregious at this point. Anyways, Trish Stratus and her cut a promo. Tiffany says this is a new era, you know what I'm saying, but I can watch your highlights on VHS. Trish Stratus then says, oh, well, did you learn that from a TikTok? And then it just stops, pauses, and just is cringe and awkward for a second. Naomi comes out, gets beat up by Jade Cargill, end of segment. That's how messy and poorly written the shows are now, so we'll just move on.
Okay, I just want to stop the video real quick to let y'all know that Raquel got some new merch for the summer, dog. And it's black and gold. It's going down for real. Now, the price is not right, but hey, the shipping is free with the code on the bottom. So you already know. If you got an extra 40, go ahead and cop this merch. Because this merch is on fire. And this girl is on fire. Raquel is off the scale with this merch, dog. And also the link is going to be on the bio, so you already know. Let's get back to the video. Raquelio!
We then get to the main event, which I didn't watch live. I think it was Jimmy Uso and LA Knight versus Jeffrey Cobberson, or, Jeffrington Cobbington, or, Jeffrey Cobberson, you know what I'm saying, or Jeffrey Cobb comes out there and he teams with Solo Sikoa, so it's LA Knight and Jimmy Uso, and, the same collection of them versus the same collection of JC Mateo and Solo Sikoa that we've seen for a year and a half at this point. So I don't care about this. I don't care who won. I'm done talking about this show. This is one of the most infuriating episodes of SmackDown or Raw that I've ever seen in my life, and I do believe that it is the worst episode of SmackDown or Raw of all time. It gets a 0 out of 10. I'm never talking about this episode again, except for the fact that, this episode sucks, so I may bring up elements of it again, but man, this was garbage. I hated every second of it, and quite frankly, well, I can't say I hated every second because there was a couple things that were okay, like the Fatal 4 was watchable, and then Logan Paul's promo was watchable, but everything else was straight trash. At the end of the day, it gets a 0 out of 10 for me. Triple H sucks at his job, and he is an absolute fraud. Thank you for watching. Have a phenomenal day. Peace out, and one love.
Told you he was angry. But enough about that angriness. Let's get to the happiness. AEW All In comes on at 1 p.m. And also NXT, The Great American Bash, 3 p.m. I'm going to try to watch both, so you already know. And then, of course, Sunday, 7:30 p.m. of Evolution is the Mystery. Small change that no one sees. Clock makes a fool of history. Y'all know the rest. But, yeah, we already know what it is for the Evolution. Now, hopefully people will pull up. Maybe they might pull up at the last minute. The tickets can still sell. There's still enough for everybody to pull up at the last minute. Hopefully people will pull up to see the triple threat match or the fatal 4-way tag team match or, whatever match you want to see, Hopefully the battle, well, I know the Battle Royal is probably going to come first, but, because I don't know if it's going to come last. I doubt it. But, yeah. But, first things first, we will be reacting to All In and NXT, so I can't wait for that. But y'all get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And comment down below which program you're going to be watching Saturday. Okay? You going to watch NXT? Or you going to watch All In? Because you want to go all in. And if you're my little baby, I'll go all in. Or you're going to watch Saturday night's lame event. Y'all comment down below. Let me know. All right? I'll catch y'all tomorrow at 1 p.m. Well, actually, I'll catch y'all today at 1 p.m. All right? See y'all then. Deuces. Oozes. I'm out.